True.
Unbelievable.
Now we can go with the 17-year-old talk with to the Golden Boy. 100 nominees are out, and we got a couple of them we want to highlight. I'll start with Jeremy Doku,
Yeah,
which is super fitting to be there.
yeah.
And I feel like he's going to the transfer market this summer,
Mhm.
with many people seeing an 18-year-old winger for Belgium right now in the Euros. We could get him for 50, 60 million maybe. So what do you think? Like, I saw Doku in the list. I was straight away, I was attracted to that name.
Of course, of course. Him and Camavinga winding up in the same place at Rennes. It's just unbelievable that that they've even been able to hold on to him that long. Both of them that long.
Mm-hmm.
I know Doku just got there, but watching him make his transition from Anderlecht to Stade Rennais has been pretty amazing. And he's just one of those guys that has just this innate talent to break open defenses if he gets the chance to. I think he needs to build around the rest of his game. But he had an impact last year, even amidst his first year in Liga 1. So I think he's going to, yeah. I don't know. I mean, do you think he makes a big high-profile move after this? We keep thinking we're going to see him for Belgium. And
he might need to. I think there's going to be a game or two he'll come off the bench because he's very fast. He's really good with those dribbles. Like the stats prove themselves in Liga. I think he was above Mbappe and Neymar, and dribbles passed in Liga. But you got Doku. You got. I was seeing the names. You got Moriba. You got Rodrigo, Gio Reyna, and Wirtz. You got those two. Who do you think you'd rank above now, Gio Reyna or Wirtz? Having this quick Golden Boy talk.
Come on, goodness. You're killing me. I mean, I just watched Reyna have a pretty amazing effect on a U.S.-Mexico final to win the CONCACAF Nations League. To do that, it's a little bit different. USA-Mexico is a little bit different. I don't know, but then Florian.
But he did it in the under-21 European tournament though, in the final against Portugal. Wirtz
and that's the other thing is Wirtz also led his team. So it's just one is the full international team and the other is not. But we know that Wirtz probably deserved to have a roster spot in this Euros, or he certainly wouldn't have looked out of place, right? He would have had something to offer to this team. But I don't know. Come on, man. I do think Reyna has a higher ceiling. I absolutely think Reyna has a higher ceiling. But where do I rank them for these Golden Boy nominees? I don't know. But you bring up a good point. Never before that I know of. I mean, I'll have to go back and take a look at this Golden Boy whatever. And some people just kind of throw it away and they say it's like a popularity contest. Others love to look at it and it becomes their short list for Football Manager or FIFA moving forward. But there are 3 Americans on it, and that's pretty amazing to me. Just it's like a seminal moment for Americans everywhere to see. You got Gio Reyna, you have Yunus Musa, and then I love Brian Reynolds. I think he's got a lot to offer, but I think it's a little early to have him on the nominees list. And it'll be very interesting to see a Brian Reynolds in the hands of a Jose Mourinho at Roma. But the fact that there are 3 Americans there is very, very cool. I mean, it
is. And I wanted to mention another player that I don't think gets a lot of love. And I feel like it's not because if he was English or he was Italian or French or even Portuguese, he would get more of my love. But Zolish at PAOK. He's in the nominees. And when I saw his name, I said, he deserves to be there. 100%. And it saddens me that people don't see him like we do, because he's that good. He's 19 now. Yeah. And I can assure you, Dortmund, all these teams that are gonna, like Sancho's leaving Dortmund, I don't think Zolish is a bad fit to go to Dortmund. He's got the numbers, he's got the quality, extremely overlooked player.
Okay. Well, the only other thing I wanted to bring up there is if you take, say, maybe the 5 top favorites for the Golden Boy, I'm looking at Bellingham, Saka, Greenwood,
Pedri,
and if you count Musiala as an English, no, I'm just saying that 3 of the top 5 favorites.
Oh,
we
sorry.
know Pedri. We can talk about who we actually think is going to win in a second, but 3 of the top 5 favorites being English. I mean, that's if they've got one hell, if they can figure out how to actually piece all these young guys together, they're gonna be a scary, scary national team for
You
years to come.
see, it's very interesting for us to have this talk now, because now we with the Golden Boy, I'm thinking here, England will have Foden on the wing, maybe
Yeah.
Sancho on the wing, Hudson-Odoi on the wing, Noni Maduke on the wing. If we go deep here, and I'm sure there's and Mason Greenwood, like
Saka, if you play him,
Saka
Greenwood
on the
if you
wing,
play him. Yeah.
of course. So the options, it's unbelievable. But Greenwood needs to be in the top 10 list, to say the least. Okay, top 5, 100%. But Jude Bellingham and Pedri, those two top 3. Jude
Yeah.
because he scored in the Champions League knockout stages, and is in the debate to start for England.
Yeah.
And Pedri, because Pedri is Pedri.
Yeah.
He's
Yeah.
it's
so
not
who do you
bold to
pick?
say.
Pedri.
Who do I pick?
I think it comes down to Jude or Pedri. So who do you pick?
I pick Pedri. I pick Pedri because I think Jude is going to be a better player.
Okay.
He's going to have a better career than Pedri. But Pedri this season, he didn't come to Barcelona to start straight away. Jude didn't. Okay, Jude is 16 going to Dortmund. You don't expect him to start straight away, and he does have an impact too. But Pedri's doing it at Barcelona, and he's passing the ball to Messi. Okay, so he's in the middle of all these legends in such an iconic camp now.
Yeah.
La Masia talents against him, coming on a low fee. It was 5 million when it was announced. Now it's 30. Okay, but Pedri didn't have the expectations. He demanded for himself, as we can see, because
the biggest Las Palmas hustle you've ever got. 5 million euros for this kid.
What a player! It's not no. Now we know it was like 25 million.
Right.
You know those
There's
sketchy Barca deals.
cloud.
But
Yeah.
I hope Laporta won't do them like Bartomeu. But that's a whole other conversation. But I wasn't expecting Pedri to be this good, and that's why I'm gonna give him the underdog the prize in this.
And I'm going to agree here and just tack on to your point that I mean, he's also learning from Messi. He's not just playing with him. He's not just playing day in, day out. He's learning from him, and he's soaking it up, and he's that type of a player. I mean, and he's also in just this rare Barcelona moment where they're actually going to play him through his mistakes, is what it seems like, you know, and the very few mistakes he does make, because he's very technically sound. He's very smart for his age. You know, it's just a sign that they expect this kid to be like a fixture of the new generation of Barca. And it sucks for a guy like Ricky Puig. It sucks for a guy, others that really would like to work their way in there. But ultimately, he's shown that he's willing to learn from what he's doing, and the fact that he's got another year or two potentially from Messi, we'll see. I do. That shouldn't be why he wins Golden Boy, but frankly, we're talking about they're both young. They're both going to be Golden Boys for, I don't know, the next 4 years, 3 years. It's unbelievable.
Yes, and there's another nominee too in the Barca midfield, and that's Moriba.
Yeah,
which he should be a nominee, and I'm super excited for the expectations of Moriba, Frankie De Jong. We didn't mention in the Euros, but Frankie De Jong with Pedri, that's such a good ball possession duo there, because the ball you won't lose it easily. You won't lose the ball easily. But I think it's too soon to have Moriba, Pedri, Frankie. It's too young of a midfield. I feel like a Wijnaldum deal, if it were to happen, it would have been nice. But that's a whole other conversation. But Moriba being there, also there, shows that La Masia hasn't stopped pumping talents.
No. I mean, let's look at the last few Golden Boys, right? Mbappe, De Ligt, Joao Felix, Haaland, obviously switched around, and that's the actual chronological order. So Haaland, Felix, De Ligt, and Mbappe. I mean, there's no duds here. There's no duds. I mean, okay, Joao Felix, for the money that was paid for him, you have a whole camp that is questioning him, but we all know his talent. We all know his.
You know, I'm already building up. Like
I'm hedging. But if you're gonna take any one of those and start to rip it apart and say, you know, the Golden Boy didn't get it right, whatever. Obviously, people are gonna. There's hits and misses against Joao Felix right now, but hey, he just won La Liga, so he doesn't give a shit. Excuse my language.
True,
He doesn't.
true, true.
But who fits there? Pedri. I mean, I don't know if you can put a Jude there. It's not as if Jude was transformative for Dortmund this year. You could make the argument either was Pedri, but they're both just amazing talents, and it's going to be amazing. It's going to be a little bit of a battle for years to come with them.
But I want to say something with what you said with the take about Felix.
Yeah.
Renato Sanches won the Golden Boy award. And 2 years ago, or a year ago, not many people were rating Renato Sanches. And after Swansea loan, people were saying he's the biggest flop on earth. Okay? And I remember talking to you and defending Renato, saying, look, this is only a bad time. He was with Ancelotti. Ancelotti wasn't even playing Kimmich at the time. So it's not a big problem in my head, him not playing Renato. He was having a tough stage, you know, and it mentally for a player like him, he needs to play. He needs to play in the right game style. A lot happened. I see the same happening that happened to Renato Sanches being called a flop, which right now Joao Felix is being called a flop by many people. I see the same happening. I see the same happening.
It's tough. It's tough, and I think those criticisms won't go away the longer he stays within a Simeone setup. But either he adapts or I don't know. I mean, he will. I think he will.
And I really hope so. I really hope so. You know, I get all sensitive. I get all sensitive with Joao Felix talk.
I understand.
He's like my Christian Pulisic.
Yeah. So does his brother have a higher ceiling?
Joao Felix. He's a fantastic talent at Seychelles. I'm not gonna say he's got a higher ceiling. But I did see Joao Felix scoring a wonderful goal against Porto, and that got me hyped up. So, one to watch at Seychelles. One to watch.
And you're probably right. Joao Felix is my Christian Pulisic. That's for sure. I think that's a solid comparison on my end in terms of I'll defend a lot of these guys to